Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Susan Lopresti, and you are listening to the Susan Lopresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul podcast. As always, I am so grateful to have you here with me today. I want to talk today about making this holiday season the healthiest holiday season yet. By the end of this podcast, you will be more informed on these matters and have a clearer idea of how to achieve your goals. I want to ask you to grab a notebook or a piece of paper because I'm going to be giving you some assignments and I want you to be ready to write them down. If you have any questions throughout our time together, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can email me at susan@susanlopresti.com. I want to begin with our current state of affairs because all of us are in the same boat right now. The holidays are on the horizon, and there's nothing that we can do to stop this from happening. But think back to your childhood. Holidays were always filled with joy and excitement and fun. So why did this have to change? There was a survey conducted by the Consumer Reports National Research Center where they asked people what they dread most about the holiday season. And the results are exactly what you would expect. 68% said crowds and long lines. I avoid that because I do most of my shopping online. 37% said gaining weight. Another 30% said getting into debt. 28% said gift shopping. 25% said traveling. 24% said seeing certain relatives. I'm sure we could all relate to that as well. 16% said having to attend holiday parties or events. 15% said having to be nice. So I'm assuming that this means being nice to people you don't like, right? Because it's easy to be nice to the people that you do like. And then 12% also said holiday tipping. But what about the joy that's associated with all of this negativity? I mean, it is possible to make all of the above fun and filled with health. Maybe I'm being too idealistic, but at the same time, I do believe that it's possible to maintain our health and remain stress free during this time of year, which is why I'm doing this podcast episode. I want to help you with that. I'm going to give you some helpful tips and strategies that are guaranteed to make this year better, as long as you follow through with them, of course. I mean, just listening to what I have to say and not performing an exercise is not going to be beneficial to you. There is an exercise that you could do for yourself. And this is where I'm going to ask you to grab your notebook because you're going to take some notes. I want you to complete this mini assignment that will help to create more clarity for your ideal holiday season. Fuzzy targets don't get hit, which is why most people are unable to accomplish their goals because they never truly define the desired outcome and envision what will become possible as the outcome is achieved. Therefore, spend some time in your thoughts and begin to see yourself living out the ideal holiday season. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and then you could go back after this podcast is over and answer them and sit with them for a while. So let's begin. Who would you spend time with? What foods would you eat? What presents would you purchase? What gifts would you receive? Where would you be located? How would you define this holiday season as successful? Every successful outcome begins with a clear plan on where you're going. Take a few minutes and write out a response to these questions and keep it where you'll be able to review it on a daily basis. I'm going to share over 10 strategies and also a handful of really fantastic recipes so that this holiday season is ideal as possible. But I need one commitment from you. Please do not let this be a jacuzzi experience. And you may be saying, what the heck is a jacuzzi experience? I'm going to tell you. Jacuzzis feel great, but they don't offer much value. No one is changing their life because they sat in a hot tub for 45 minutes. The only way to make this time impactful is if you truly commit to taking action this holiday season. If you're committed to a better holiday season, I want you to say to yourself, I'm ready. The first strategy to stay healthy and stress free during the holiday season is to be aware. Awareness is such a powerful skill. And from what I have seen, it's the difference between making your goals real or missing the mark. We live in an extremely on the go society, and distractions have become our new norm. As a result, many people make poor choices when it comes to the foods that they put in their bodies, ignore the people they love the most, and struggle with productivity. My challenge for you is to be extremely aware during this holiday season of the following: the food and drinks that you put in your body, the time you allocate to be with your family, the money you spend, the attitude that shows up when you're traveling, the amount of physical activity, the people you interact with. Your goal should be to ask yourself questions as you engage in any of the activities that I just mentioned. For example, if you're about to consume a variety of sugary treats or an unhealthy meal, ask yourself a series of questions. How does this decision serve me? Will it get me closer to my ideal holiday season? Is there a better choice that I could make that will help me achieve my goal? As human beings, we're often extremely impulsive with our decisions, especially when given a variety of options to choose from, which is why the holidays are often difficult for most. If we give ourselves the permission to think, even for a few seconds prior to acting, our choices will be more aligned with our vision for creating that ideal holiday season. Another example would be if you're spending time with family, ask yourself a series of questions. Am I showing up as the character that I want to be in this situation? Will I be proud of the way I acted during this event? What can I do to be the best version of myself, regardless of the circumstances that I'm faced with? Self-awareness is not easy, but it does become simpler when you're clear on your desired outcome. My question for you is this: in what area of your life will you be hyper aware during the holidays? I'm going to now start focusing on ways to take control of your diet during the holidays. I'm sure you heard this before, but food is fuel. And even if you allow yourself to indulge during this time of year, the fundamentals are really important. You can control when you eat, so avoid any food at least 3 hours before going to bed in the evening. I typically like to say 4, but I'll cut it down to 3 because these are not typical days. Because it's the holiday season and you may be at holiday parties and so on and so forth, I will say at least 3 hours before bed. Don't skip meals. Chew your food really well. Fill your plate one time and make sure that it's very colorful. So you want to consume at least 5 to 6 servings of fruits and veggies each day. Always say no to gravy. Another really great strategy I have seen help people is to stock your freezer with healthy meals. Everyone is busy during this time of year with shopping and decorating, travel, etc. And we typically grab something on the go, which is almost always never healthy. But if you plan ahead and either prepare foods that are in your refrigerator. Or what I like to do is I like to prepare a meal and make a little bit more than I would eat in 1 or 2 servings and take it right then and there while it's still fresh and put it in small containers and put it in the freezer, label it with what's inside the container and the date. And this way, when you're short on time, but yet you want to continue to eat a healthy choice, you could go into your freezer, pull it out, defrost it, and have a healthy meal. That is something that's really great and it helps and it's easy to do because you're just making more of a meal for what you're making for that day. And now you have extra for on the days that you don't have the time or want to start cooking. If you're going to attend a holiday party with a dinner buffet of loads of goodies, it's important to proclaim the experience even before it takes place. For example, I would say, I, Susan, will not be defeated by this buffet. This is such an important tip. It sounds a little crazy, but it's an important tip because overconsumption takes place when there are too many options and you want to try everything. It's only natural. Everything looks delicious and, oh, what's that? And let me try this. The easiest way to avoid the buffet blues is what I call them, is to take a smaller plate. This way, you can still attempt to try everything, but the real estate for calories will be much smaller because of the size of your plate. And I'm going to tell you another little tip. If there happens to not be a smaller plate on the buffet table, ask for one. Just ask. Everyone has a smaller plate. And if they ask why, simply state the truth. I don't want to be defeated by the buffet table. I want to try everything, but I don't want to overdo it. And having a smaller plate will help me to do so. Please, 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 this is the next tip. Do not starve yourself in anticipation of the monster meal. Many people, I've seen this time and time again, will avoid breakfast and lunch during the holiday season because they know they're going to make up for it at dinner. And then what happens is you overconsume by means of starvation. So you defeated the whole purpose. Prior to leaving your home, or if you're having people come over, whichever it is, force yourself to consume at least 2 nutritious meals and 1 healthy snack so that your stomach is at least 50% full during the main event. If you go into an event and you're bringing something, I always recommend that you bring a food choice that is healthy and also enjoyable for you. Now, for me, I have celiac disease, so I always like to bring a dish or two because those are the dishes that I know if there's nothing else on the table that I can eat, I can certainly eat the foods that I brought. Of course, you want to share it with your friends and your family, but you know that these are great, healthy options for you. Now, I do gluten-free because I have celiac disease, but you may want to do a dish that's vegetarian or vegan or a healthy animal protein and cook the way you want to have it cooked. Whatever it is for you that works for you is what you should be doing. And it's such a nice gesture to bring a home cooked dish. I also want you to realize that holidays will probably lead to somewhat out of control behavior. Maybe you will splurge slightly, get out of your routine for a bit, and even eat some foods that you know are not right for you. But the key is to avoid becoming victimized by your temptations. This means do not, and I repeat, do not have any tempting food items in your home. Be extra clean and strict outside of the holiday parties because this will help to neutralize some behaviors that you might not be so proud of. This is an obvious strategy, but one that we must include because far too many people fall victim to liquid calories. Whether this is eggnog, wine, beer, hard alcohol, or sugary drinks, you should completely avoid liquid calories during the holiday season, especially if you're trying to lose weight or maintain your weight. The strategy is to stick with water and to add some fruit to the water if you want to enhance the flavor. So, cranberries and a pinch of cinnamon make a delicious festive water drink. Or you may want to add blueberries and strawberries and raspberries or blackberries or lemons and limes. Whatever it is, drink water. Drink plenty of water. People often spend more time focusing on what they put in their mouth than on what comes out of their mouth by means of conversation, right? Don't you ever notice that? The key to controlling yourself during the holiday is to become distracted by something other than the high caloric items. Spend time playing games, telling stories, singing, dancing, and just having fun. And enjoy your family and enjoy your friends and sit there and just think how lucky you are. Be grateful that you have people around you to share these holidays with and to create all of these wonderful memories. The more time you spend doing something outside of eating, the easier it will be to avoid another unhealthy holiday season. I always tell my clients to start a new tradition each year. What household doesn't have a mountain of snapshots? I went to a cousin's party a couple of months back, and my cousin who was hosting the party, she sent out a text message and asked everyone to bring a photo album with them from when we were little. And we spent a lot of time looking at photos, and it was so much fun. And we reminisced and we laughed about times that we had. And we talked about how important it is that we're still creating memories each and every year that we do this cousins party or get together for holidays. So this is a perfect idea looking at these photos and you're enjoying these beautiful memories. Also, if you know of a game that you think your family would truly enjoy, do that. After consuming this big Thanksgiving meal, a lot of times what happens is everyone gets off the table. They're in like a food zombie state and they plop themselves on the sofa and they're watching football the rest of the day. Well, how about let's go take a hike? Let's go explore the neighborhood. Maybe you're at a relative's house and they live in an area that you're not too familiar with. Let's walk around the neighborhood and see what the neighborhood has to offer. Whatever it is, that's going to get you moving. It might be inevitable that you're going to eat more, but why does that mean that you're going to move less? Outside of overconsumption during the holidays, people tend to skip their daily fitness routine. There is no reason that everything needs to fall apart during the last leg of the race. I encourage you to exercise for at least 30 minutes, 4 times each week during the holiday season. Don't be afraid to get creative with movement. Have a dance competition with your family. Cut down your own holiday tree and decorate it. Get a partner and schedule your workouts into your calendar. Park as far as possible from the mall so you have to walk. Perform 5-minute interval exercises such as push-ups, jumping jacks, running in place, crunches, etc. Walk at a steady pace whenever you're shopping. Play games with the kids in your family because they're usually filled with energy anyway. Wear a pedometer or download a smartphone app and try to walk 10,000 steps each day. That's the ultimate goal for good health is 10,000 steps a day. Or you may want to sign up for a holiday race. What is your exercise plan during this holiday season? Write it down. Get clear on your intentions. Because this time of year could be so stressful, I like to encourage scheduling what I call calm down breaks. When you wake up each morning, there is no time more peaceful than the first few minutes when you open your eyes. And my goal for you is that you keep this sacred moment filled with calmness. Don't look at your to-do list. Don't check your email. Don't make a phone call. And don't jump out of bed. Simply take the first 5 to 10 minutes of each day and keep these moments reserved just for you. I am telling you, this will transform your day if you make it a ritual. Close your eyes, take several deep breaths, and meditate or relax. Imagine yourself in a beautiful place. Think of a happy memory or visualize yourself succeeding at a cherished goal. Also, keep in mind that you can take 1 to 5 minute long relaxation breaks to calm yourself down at any point during the day. A few moments of conscious breathing can help you when you're feeling frustrated during the holiday season and beyond. Please say out loud, I will be calm, if you plan on using some or all of these recommendations this holiday season. Now, I'm going to give you another little tip outside of the holiday season. When I was working in corporate America for 27 years, I sat behind a desk for 8 or 9 hours a day. And what I used to do when I started to feel overwhelmed or everything was coming at me at once, or I was starting to lose focus and getting distracted easily, I would get up and I would go into the ladies' room and I would sit in a stall. I wouldn't even take my pants down because I wasn't in there to do that. I just needed to calm myself. I would sit in that stall and take a few moments to focus on my breath. I would sit there until I felt a little bit calmer. When I left the ladies' room, the next door to the right was the stairwell. I would go into the stairwell and walk down 5, 6, maybe 7 flights of stairs, depending on the amount of time that I had. And then I'd walk back up the stairs. Now, walking up 6 to 7 flights of stairs, I don't care what kind of shape that you're in, you're going to be breathing a little bit heavier by the time you get to the top. And that just helps you to get your blood flowing and moving and clearing out some stagnant energy and just feeling revitalized. And that's what it did for me. So, whatever it is that you need to do to stay calm and help you through is what you need to do. These are just some of my suggestions. One of the best ways to stay calm, content, and cheerful this time of year is to act generously with your loved ones, colleagues, and your friends. This does not mean that you need to spend a ton of money or do any outlandish things. But the act of giving is the most rewarding experience that you could create for yourself. Whether this means giving your time, whether this means giving a small gift, whether this means writing a note to someone, or whether this means expressing your gratitude for someone. You can define generosity however it's best for you. But during this holiday season, make a commitment to experience the gift of helping the people you care the most about. This is the ultimate solution to creating a stress-free holiday. As Anne Frank so eloquently said, no one has ever become poor by giving. I'm listing in the description of this class a handful of resources that I found while researching healthy holiday recipes. I have not prepared all of them, so if you end up using any of them and you really enjoy them, please let me know. I wanted to just say that I really want to empower you to take action this year because you deserve to thrive. Taking control of your food, movement, and stress is within your reach. And the 20 plus ideas that I just discussed with you will help guide you during this time of year. Yes, the holidays will be stressful. And yes, you will be exposed to tons of food. Yes, you might need to spend time with people you do not enjoy. And travel will probably most likely be exhausting. But this year will be different because you are prepared to put your health first. Prove to yourself that you can do it and watch what happens to all the goals that you set in your life. I know that you have what it takes to make this holiday season different, and I'm excited to be part of this experience with you. I hope that you're feeling motivated, inspired, informed, and not too overwhelmed. Positive, proactive feelings of motivation and inspiration will serve you as the energy that you need to take on these healthy holiday habits and dramatically improve the quality of your health and your life. The holidays are notoriously busy for all, and I hope this presentation served as a helpful and educational experience for you. Once again, if you ever need any additional guidance or support, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can follow me here and on Instagram. On Instagram, my handle is Susan Lopresti with 2 underscores. You can also visit me at my website, www.susanlopresti.com. You can also email me if you have any questions at susan@susanlopresti.com. And you can also schedule a free 30-minute private health assessment with me, and you're not under any obligation at all to continue any further. I'm deeply passionate about helping people become the very best versions of themselves. And I want to extend my sincere appreciation and gratitude towards those of you who took the time to stay with me today and listen to this presentation. Helping people achieve and maintain health during the holiday season is very near and dear to my heart. And it was nothing short of an honor to be able to spend this time with you today. Again, if you need any additional information, help, or questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you very much. I will always be here to support you. I thoroughly enjoyed our time together, and I hope that you did as well. Have a beautiful holiday season. Enjoy it. Stay well, stay healthy, and until the next time, bye for now.